Hello! Good day everyone! I am Mom Jhenny Matugas, and now we have a discussion for today. Our title of our discussion for today is all about excerpt from the Family Code of the Philippines. Okay, alright, let's start. Love to learn. Okay, our title for today is title number 9, Parental Authority, Chapter 1, General Provisions. Okay. In Article number 209, pursuant to all natural right and duty of parents over the person and property of their unemancipated children, parental authority and responsibility shall include. In this Act class, it talks about the responsibility of the parents towards their children, because they have this duty to take care of them. They have this duty or responsibility in giving them or nurture them, giving them a respectful manners, and of course to develop their moral, mental, physical, and character, and being respectful towards others. Alright, other article, let's discuss all about it. Next. Okay, in Article number 210, it talks about parental authority and responsibility may not be renounced and transferred except the cases authorized by law. It means that this authority it includes by the family, but if the law saw that this family is not effective because of this, what we call the separatement, no, so the law will, or the parental authority will have this law that give them an opportunity that the child will choose what is the best for them. It is best for them to go to the orphanage, or being belong to the their grandmother's care. All right. In Article number 211 class, it talks about the father and the mother shall jointly exercise parental authority over the person of their common children. In case of disagreement, the father's decision shall prevail unless there are judicial order to the contrary. It means, class, if there is conflict between the two parents, so there is a judgment. It means that if the father said that this child will be mine, and the mother will say that this child will be mine, so the children, no, if the children will choose what is best for them, no. Next, in Article number 212 class, it is in case of absence of that of either parent, the parent present shall continue exercising parental authority. The remarriage of the surviving parent shall not affect the parental authority over the children. It means that if one of your parents is died, so there is an opportunity that single parent will remarriage again, and then there's no bad thing, there's no bad affection to the parental authority, because it's legal, because he wants that there is what we call this in Tagalog, karamay. So that's why, for the goodness sake of the family. Alright. In the next article class, it talks about Article 213. It is this case of separation of the parents. Parental authority shall be exercised when a parent designated by the court. The court shall take into account all relevant consideration, especially to the choice of the child over 7 years of age, unless parent chosen in unfit. No child under 7 years of age shall be separated from the mother unless the court finds compelling reason to order otherwise. So it means, class, if there is a conflict between the mother and the father because of the separation, because of the what we call this jealousy or something like that, or a situation that is not good, so there is an opportunity to the child. If he became a 7 years old child, she have this opportunity to choose is either mother or father, but still mother have this what we call this privilege to take care of his or her child because she is a mother, unless the court will compile that you are not worthy to be a mother because you have this bad experience or bad, what we call this, bad doings. You are a drug addict, something like that. So it means that that child will be cared by the what we call this, worthy person that gives loves, something like that. All right, and our next article class talks about Article 214. All right, in case of death, absence, and suitability of parents, substitute parent authority shall be exercised by the surviving grandparent. All right, so it means lolo and lola is very significant to our lives. Of course, in case of several survive, the one designated by the court, taking into account the same consideration mentioned in the preceding article, shall exercise the authority. So it means that we have this experience that other people experience that also, that they have this being homeless because one of their parents die in every situation, but still the court or the authority, if the parent or mother and father die both, so the authority or the parental authority is still there. So if the child is alive, so if they have guardians like auntie, uncle, or grandmother or grandfathers, and that's good, child will be protected by the family or relatives. So that is important because that is the according to the Article 214. That's it. To our next article, it talks about Article 215. It is the descendants shall be compelled in a criminal case to testify against his parents and grandparents except when such a testimony is indispensable in a crime against the descendants or by one parent against the other. And it means that if your parents is what we call this bad person because she commit a crime or there's something about her, so of course, and someone gives a testimony that that parent is not good for that child because they are abusing that child, so the grandparents is there, so they can have this care and love, harmonious relationship towards grandparents and grandparents and the child, and also if there's no other choices because grandparents is also bad, so there is an orphanage to help the children to develop themselves orally, morally and mentally and physically. That's it. Alright, let's move to the chapter 2, substitute and special parental authority. Okay, let's find out. In Article 216 class, it is the fault of parents of a judicially appointed guardian. The following person shall exercise a substitute parental authority over the child in order to indicate. First is the surviving grandparent, lolo and lola. Again, as provided in Article 214. Second, the oldest brother or sister over 21 years of age. Alright, unless unfit or disqualified. It means that even though if you are already 24 but you are not fit because you don't know how to care a child or you don't know how to care your sister or your brother, then you are not qualified. Alright, next, in Article 217, okay, it is in case of founding, abandoned, neglected, or abused children and other children similarly situated of parental authority shall be entrusted in summary judicial proceeding to heads of children's homes. like orphanage, and similar situation institutions duly accredited by the proper government agency. So it means that if I belong to the abusive family, so there is an opportunity that the government or the Department of Social Welfare for the children will help me to develop and to have a special homes like orphanage. They will help me to nurture knowledge, learnings, to have this free education, depending to the foundation of the government belongs to that agency. Of course, some we have experienced that because lots of people have no family, even like for example, they live in only outside sleeping there, no, something like that, because of what we call this family problems that is very broken, and I belong to the family broken, I know that. Oh, all right. So if you belong to the family with abuse, then the better you will find ways, go to the SW and approach them to be part of the orphanage. All right, next is Article 218. It is the school is its administrators and teachers or the individual entity or institution engaged in children care shall have special parental authority and responsibility over the minor child while under their supervision, instruction, or custody. So we already experience the parental authority in school matter, especially in elementary, of course in high school, as well as college and kindergarten. When we are kindergarten, we have this teacher who teaches us the mother tongue. She gives her love towards us. He teaches us. He gives a what we call these activities that's nurture our knowledge and have this harmonious relation towards other students, other children, something like that. And it is a special parental authority also in the school. We experience that, all of us. All right. Next is Article 219. Those given the authority and responsibility under the preceding articles shall be principally and solidarity liable for damage caused by the acts or omissions of the unemancipated minor. The parents or judicial guardians of the person exercising substitute parental authority over the said minor shall be subsidiarily liable. For example, we experience this, what we call this, you are 13 years old mother, then you are so very young pa, no? You have this hesitation, doubts to yourself to raise your child even though you are 13 years old. So you are not you're not reliable, or you're not worthy to raise your child. So the better that you will have this find an solution, or the government or the parental authority, the act will help you, no, will help you to find ways what is better. So maybe they will help you by finding another family for that, because you can't afford to raise them, or maybe you there is a teaching, no, seminars for those young mother or young father. Article 220. It is the parents, those exercising parental authority, shall have, with respect to their unemancipated children or wards, the following rights and duties. Okay, there are 3, no? And further, first is to keep them in their company, to support, to educate, and instruct them by right precept and good example, and to provide for their upbringing in keeping with their means. Alright. Right to educate. That is our right as a student, as a child of our mother and father. Okay. 2 is to give them love. And affection, advice and counsel, companionship, and understanding. Alright. 3. To provide them with moral, spiritual, and guidance. Inculcate in them honesty, integrity, self-discipline, self-reliance, industry, and truth. Stimulate their interest in civic affairs and inspire them compliance with the duties and citizenship. Okay, that it means that you will ask your, or you were in observe your child, what is her or his interest in education, in any matter. All right. Next is to enhance, to protect, preserve, and maintain their physically and mentally health at all times. Number 5, to furnish them with good and wholesome educational materials, supervise their activities, recreation, and association with others, protect them from bad company, and prevent them from acquiring habits detrimental to their health, studies, and morals. So it means that as a parent, you will have this advice and what we call this of being observant and help them to monitor and also monitor them, no, especially to their friends, if that friend is good to your child or not good. So help them to advise that stop it. So that's it. Number 6 is to represent them in all matters affecting their interests. Of course, you will ask them, Nak, what is your dream for to your future? You can be a police, you can be a teacher. So that's it. As a parents, you have an advice, you have a what we call this responsibility to ask them. Oh, all right. Number 7, to demand from the respect and obedience. That is your responsibility. You will teach them how to be obedience. All right. 8 is to impose discipline on them as may be required under the circumstances, not just in the school but also in the start from home. Okay, the respect, no, the discipline, the well discipline. Next, number 9, to perform such other duties as are imposed by law upon parents and guardian. Okay, that's it. Next is article number 221. Okay, what is it? Okay, it talks about the parents and other persons exercising parental authority shall be civically liable for the injuries and damages caused by the acts and omissions of their unemancipated children living in their company and under their parental authority, subject to the appropriate defense provided by law. Okay, that's. Next is article number 222. The courts may appoint a guardian of the child's property of a guardian and let him with the best interest of the child so required. In the wealthy people, okay, they have this authority. They have this attorney to give if their parents is already died, then they have the authority to have this an opportunity to give the information who is deserved to that pamana, ganon. Of course, the guardian, if they have a property, then that's it. If you have a child, then you give that property to your child because that is your present to them. Okay. Article number 223. Okay. The parents or in their absence or incapacity, the individual entity or institution exercising parental authority may petition the proper court of the place where the child resides for an order providing for disciplinary measures over the child. The child shall be entitled to the assistance of counsel either of his choice or appointed by the court, and a summary hearing shall be conducted, wherein petitioners and child shall be heard. It means that the court, if the child or children will have these questions why their parents is not around all as always, so it means that they have an opportunity of, if someone observed them na wala talaga yung mga parents nila, so they will ask for help in the court so that there is a solution between that families. That maybe there's business or busy lang talaga, or maybe they don't have love for that children. So there is a parental authority to handle that act. Okay? To handle that, what we call this problem. Okay, article number 224. This article is to measures referred to in the preceding article may include the commitment of the child for not more than 30 days and accredited by the proper government agency. So it means that what we call this, the child also have this what we call this proper government help, no? Even though you are a child, there is proper government will help you if that government is accredited, no? Okay, the article number 225, the father and the mother shall jointly exercise legal guardianship, all right, over the property of their emancipated common child without the necessity of a court appointment. In case of disagreement, father's decision shall prevail unless there is a judicial order to the contrary. Where the market value of the property of the annual income of the child exceeds 50,000, the parent concerned shall be required to furnish the band in such amount as the court may determine. So it means that there is the obligation between the father and the mother to support the children, all right? The parent concerned, but not less than 10% of the value of the property or annual income to guarantee the performance of the obligations prescribed for the general guardians. Of course, the parental authority have these rules and regulation all about the you know, what we call this, caring the children. So it means that there is the, what we call this, law there, the obligation, the policy that the parent should follow. Alright. Okay. Article number 226. The property of an emancipated child. An emancipated child are those people who are underage pa. Alright. It earned or acquired with his work or industry or by onerous or gratuitous. Little child belongs to the child in ownership and shall be devoted exclusively to otherwise. It means that if their parent is not around or already died, then they have this wealthy. So the child or have this deserved ownership, especially in business, right? In article number 227, if the parents entrust the management or administration of any of their properties to an emancipated child, the net proceeds of such property shall belong to the owner. It means that if he knows or the parents knows that that management or that administrator they didn't have this what we call this full support or full trust to give the authority to give the property to the child. So the parents also have this what we call this power, no, power to entrust that management and have another options to give that property to the real owner, for example. Okay, let's proceed to chapter 5. suspension or termination of parental authority. Article number 228. It is parental authority terminates permanently. It have three. First, upon the death of the parents. Of course, if you are dead, then you don't have this authority to taking good care of your child. Second, upon the death of the child. Of course, how you can handle, how will you able to have this authority to taking a child if you don't have a child? Third, upon the emancipation of the child. Or again, in article number 229, unless the subsequently revived by the final judgment, parental authority also terminate by this following. Alright, these are the following. First, upon the adoption of the child. Second, upon the appointment of the general guardian. Third, upon the judicial declaration abandonment of the child in the case filed for the purpose. 4. Upon final judgment of the competent court divesting the party concerned of parental authority, or upon judicial declaration of absence or incapacity of person exercising parental authority. It means that if that parent is not what we call this unpresent, no, unloved the child, something like that. 230, Article 230, parental authority is suspended upon convention of parent, the person exercising the same of crime, which carries with it penalty, civil interdiction. Then the authority is automatically reinstated upon service of the penalty of upon pardon or amnesty of the offender. 330G. It means that do you familiar to the movies of abusing the her own daughter? No, it means that there is crime there. He have sex to her daughter and have a child of it, and that is the crime. It means that the parental authority will suspend and give what we call this automatically payment, no, payment for her father because of the crime he made. Next is article number 231. The court in an action filed of the purpose in related case may also suspend parental authority if the parent or the person exercising the same. First, treats the child with excessive harshness or cruelty. Even though you have a real child, then you treat them like a dog. You punish them more and more, even though they don't have a problem or mistake they make. So that is not good. The suspension of authority to taking good care to your child is terminate permanently. Alright, next is gives the child corrupting orders, counsel, or example. Next, compels the child to beg. Next is subject the child or allows him to subject the act of lasciviousness. Alright. The article number 232 class, if the person exercising parental authority has subjected the child or allowed him to be subjected to sexual abuse, such person shall be permanently deprived by the court of such authority, because sexual abuse is very a big crime, and also that is one of the cases we experience in every country and the society also, as well in the Philippines. There's a lot of that possible that child will be died because of the cruelty doing by their own families or relatives or whatsoever. Alright, in article number 233, The person exercising substitute parental authority shall have the same authority over the person of the child as the parents. In no case shall the school administrator, teacher, or individual engage in child care and exercising special authority inflict corporal punishment upon the child. Even though the school, the teacher, as well as the school administrators or other person, for example, her aunt or his aunt, or being a what we call this working student, and that person is abusing you, in that it's not good, even though they have this parental authority, because of course the government will give authority to another guardian. But if that another guardian will also abusing you, then of course the parental authority, having an authority to taking care of the child, or a young child, will be suspended, no, because of the behavior or that affects the mental and physical appearance of the child development. All right. The topic is all about excerpt from the Republic Act number 7610, Special Protection of Children Against Child Abuse, Exploration, and Discrimination. No, it means that there is a protection. Gihigugma ka sa batas. Article number 4, Other Acts of Abuse, Section 10. Other acts of neglect, abuse, cruelty, or exploitation and other conditions prejudicial to the child's development. Alright? A. Any person who shall commit any other acts of child abuse, cruelty, or exploitation, or be responsible for other conditions prejudicial to the child's development, including those covered by the Article 59, the Presidential Decree number 603, as amended but not covered by the revised penal code as amended, shall suffer the penalty of presence mayor in its minimum period. So the punishment is prison, and that is possible, especially to the court. No? Letter C. It is any person who shall introduce, deliver, or offer a minor to any one prohibited by this act, to keep or to have his company a minor as provided in the preceding paragraph, shall suffer a penalty of presence mayor in its medium period and fine of not less than 40,000 pesos. So it's a big money, no? Provided, however, that should the perpetrator be an accident, step-parent, or guardian of he minor, the penalty to be imposed shall be present mayor in its maximum period, its fine, or not less than 50,000 pesos. So it means if you are not a good parents, you have penalties possible, 50,000, 40,000, or more than that. If possible, you have this imprisonment. No, it's possible if you kill that child, your own child, then you have this habang buhay na pagkakakulong. That is the law, of course. Depend to the situation of the child who abuses by their own family or in their parents, guardians. All right. Next, letter D. Any person, owner, manager, or one entrusted with the operation of any public or private place of accommodation, whether of occupancy, equipping like that again. If that manager entrusted by the parents, what we call this, those wealthy parents, but that manager is not good, and also he didn't not do what is her job or his job to give the property of the real owner of the property, the child of the wealthy people or normal people, then there is a punishment in prison, or they will have this penalty, 50,000 pesos or more than that, depend to the situation. All right. Next is E. Any person who shall use coerce, force, or intimidate a street child or any child to 1. Beg or use begging as means of living. That's not good. Act as conduct or middleman in drug trafficking or pushing, something like that, drug pushing, trafficking. Because some parents, some person acts like a parent, but they put their child or what we call this, child to suffering, like human trafficking. They use the child for that, so that they will have money, so that they will have this easy money Lots of money. Okay. Next is conduct any illegal activities shall suffer the penalty of imprisonment, correctional in its medium period of reclusions perpetua. Okay. Their parents have this illegal, no? Some of my observation on my research that their child put a drug in the pocket, and of course the guard will have that, then investigate where this came from. Then simply the child honestly talk the guardian or the guard that the owner of the drug is her father, and that is not good because you train your child to be abused, to be a illegal doing, no? And then, for purposes of this act, the penalty of the commissions of acts punishable under the articles 248, 249, 262, paragraph 2, and 263 rather, paragraph 1, act number 3815 as amended, the revised penal code for the crimes of murders, homicide under the international mutilation and serious physical injuries respectively shall be reclusions perpetua when the victim is under 12 years old of age. It means that there is an article of that, there is a law why they do that, why there is the punishment, no? Why there is a what we call this an imprisonment or any punishment of any crime or any situation, murder or something like that, or any injuries by the child, even though he is only 12 years old, but still there is a solution for that abusing, no? All right, and that is the penalty of the commissions of acts punishable under the article 337, 339, 340, and 341 of Act number 3815 as amended, the revised penal code for the crimes of qualified seduction acts, lasciviousness with the consent of offended party, corruption of minors, and white slave trade respectively shall be 1 degree higher than that imposed by law with the victim under 12 years old, 12 years of age, especially to those wealthy person who have entrust the manager, but that manager had no idea of managing the child, so he just violate the order of that wealthy person. Of the acts committed under the section shall be entrusted to the care of Department of Social Welfare and Development. We all know that. We all know all about that because Department of Social Welfare and Development is very helpful, and it is a good organization for us, especially if you became in a broken family, if you are the only one child born here because of the situation that your family came from the what we call this crucial situation like nabahaan mo, something like that. So there is DSWD will help you heartedly. This is Republic Act number 7677, an act of declaring October 16 of every year as a special non-working holidays in the city of Orokita to be known as Orokita City Day. Okay, it is not familiar to me, but let's find out what is Orokita, no? Why is it there is the declaration of holiday every October, I guess. Alright, very good. October. Section number 1. October 16 is an annual celebration of the Orokita City Fiesta. Alright, familiar fiesta. Okay, when the city's sons of daughters come back to their birthplace and savor the comforting feeling of being with their loved ones. Okay, that's why it is holiday, because there is a comforting to their loved ones and it is a celebration. It is fiesta for them. Okay, it means that there's a lot of activities in Orokita City Fiesta. So there in October 7 and October 8 to 18, October 9, October 10, there's a lot. For example, October 12 to 15, Inogog Festival Virtual Trade Fair. That's it. Okay, in Section 2, October 16 of every year in hereby declared a special non-working holiday in the city of Orokita to be known as Orokita City Day. It means that they don't have work, or they don't have study there because it's holiday. In Section 3, where October 16 falls on a Sunday or proclaimed holiday, the day following shall be non-working day in the said city parental. It means if Orokita Fiesta start from Sunday, in Monday they don't have it is non-working also. Okay, next is Section 4. This act shall take effect upon its approval. Yes, of course, every act there is an effectivity. If it is effectivity, then it is published and it is approved by the government, then it's effective. Then it will declared as effective, as hereby evidence. All right. Okay, class. Always remember that love to learn and don't stop chasing your dreams because dreams do come true. Alright? Bye!